Bad toys, bad toys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you see them on a store shelf or they've been pulled from? Bad toys, bad toys. What you gonna do? You're gonna buy them and make money. Okay, that's not a really good song. But hey, hi everyone. Baddog here. Craig Dawson, Baddog. Very, very bad dog. Over there, I have my partner in crime, Rick. He
Good
is
dog.
good dog. Thanks for joining us on this fabulous Tuesday evening. Let's see who we got in the house already here. We got in the kennel. We have hey Sherry, Holly. Hi there. Who else we got? Going down here, we got Diane. Hi Diane. We are Diana. Then Rick's still there. Witchy Diane. Mandy. Hey Mandy. Lisa. Winnipeg Lisa. Hey Greg. Thanks for joining us. Discounters. Hey there. Jane.
You might be watching hockey.
Grace. Hi Grace. No wig for me tonight. Hey Dax. Brian. That's right, Brian. Sorry, Brian and I were actually chatting earlier, but names escape me, especially when I see names on the side. So thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday night. We're actually here to talk about something that is, I find really interesting, which is like reselling naughty toys. Now, why did this come up? Well, first off, when we're talking about reselling naughty toys or bad toys, I'm not talking specifically, hey, Jason, Mama Peg here. Well, Mama Peg's over there, actually. Mama Peg's Moo is here still. Now, I'm not talking about recalled toys. Let's make sure we understand. There's two different kinds of ways that things can be recalled. One is for health purposes and health hazard purposes. So there are things that are recalled because they break, they can be choking hazards or things along those lines, which there was a toy actually years ago that it was like Dippin' Dots. You actually used it to make little plastic things. It was actually made with the chemical that is in GHB, the date rape drug. So like they were asking children to make this thing and mold it, and they could inhale this toxic fume. That's a recall we ain't talking about today. What are we talking about? Hey, Matt. Hey, Becky. We're talking about things that are designed and maybe somewhere along the lines, people didn't really think about what the heck they were doing. Sometimes you can get stuff that is purposely designed to actually be something that people may or may not think is approvable. Now, I will tell you right now, we will be talking about naughty things. We will be talking about risque things. We will be talking, so pardon me, try not to be offended by any of the images that you see. This is not what the purpose is. The purpose of this show is to talk to you about things that you can resell that you may find out there. And when I was just saying, there's things that are designed, and Jason's got a perfect example there. Now, clackers. I played with clackers when I was a kid. They were made of glass. Those were recalled because they literally would break, shatter. The glass would shatter. The lawn darts. Again, as a kid, we played with everything. We didn't really care. They had big metal pegs on the end, and we threw them. But there's also things that are designed specifically for maybe a little on the adult side, like these guys, Bad Taste Bears. The Bad Taste Bears, I mean, the entire line is actually designed with a bunch of bears in really naughty positions. This is not something that's been recalled in any way, shape, or form. It is naughty. It is a bad thing. But it's not a recall. It's not been pulled because somehow people just went, somebody just missed something. Now, there's lots of examples of this kind of thing that are out there, surprisingly. But what brought this up for us is literally, yes, many of us, Greg lost more teeth than hockey doing that. Becky survived jarts. I survived jarts too. And we winged them this way. We threw them forcefully at people. Grace just spent $700 on smut paperbacks. So there's things that are meant that way. Something like, as I say, the Bad Taste Bears are meant that way. But then there's things, and this is what brought it up for us today. There was a thing that was issued and recalled last Friday. And it was the Poppy doll. Now, I don't know if you've heard of it or not. Some of you may have heard of this or not. This is a doll that was designed by a Hasbro, and this Hasbro doll is the World Tour doll. And can't get the picture any bigger. No, it doesn't want to go any bigger. So Poppy actually was this cute little doll, and it is sung by Anna Kendrick. Now, the problem with Poppy is there's a little button here that's right on her belly, and you can press the button on Poppy's belly, and she will sing. There's another button, though, on Poppy, and somehow in the design flaw, this button got overlooked. Poppy's other button makes her giggle, but Poppy's other button is between her legs. How? So, okay.
Exactly.
How many people in the product line saw this? At the agency saw this. At DreamWorks saw this. At the advertising agency, in the marketing group. Hundreds and hundreds of people have actually saw this along the lines, and nobody, well, clued in. Now, again, I might not have clued in. There's actually probably thousands and thousands of people who did not clue in. But somebody did clue in. And we call it, well, we used to call, won't say where. We used to call her, I have an advertising background, and we had a thing we used to call Betty from Northern Ontario. And Betty from Northern Ontario would find something wrong with every single thing we did for any one of our clients. I'm going to take that little picture of Polly off right now, just so you're looking at me instead of her button. And every single time we came out with an advertisement for something, Polly would, or Betty would say, something's wrong with it. We did a beer advertisement. I worked on Labatt's. And in this one beer advertisement, it showed the picture of a lake. And there was a deck on the lake. And there was no boat at the lake. And we actually got a complaint from somebody who we just nicknamed Betty from up north, who said that obviously the boat has been taken out and everybody's drinking on the boat. What? Why would we think about that? I did a campaign for Gay Leaf Foods, and the creative department came up with something, and it was for spreadable butter. And spreadable butter did it spread so it was soft, and you didn't rip apart your toast. So we did a campaign that we put out there on billboards all over Ontario that said, "Stop toast brutality." And we had Betty from Northern Ontario send us a note saying, "You're making fun of people who've been abused." Okay, so this is the kind of thing, there's always that one person, and I call them the Juan moms. Not the 1 million moms, because there probably isn't a million moms, and every time I see them complain about something that Disney's doing or something like that, I never see a million signatures. I see 2. So this is what ended up happening. With this particular doll, somebody got it, and then somebody saw it and realized, oh my God, Polly's button is in her place. And that Polly's button... Lisa saw that in Manitoba. We did run it there too. She giggled. Now, obviously, that's, again, from a design standpoint, the people who did, maybe they thought, oh, we'll sit her down and she gets to giggle and things like that. Somebody turned this into what I consider like that same kind of like Betty from Northern Ontario. They went the furthest possible way you could turn this into a negative and said that this doll is actually... I think, trying to remember the word, grooming children to know that it's acceptable to touch them down there, which it's not, and that they should giggle, which they don't. The fact that somebody went that far, actually, you're a little bit up here, but they got 300,000, I think it was, signatures in less than a day to pull this toy. So you know what? Polly is off the market. But for people like us who are resellers, Polly actually isn't necessarily off the market. With Polly, this is actually a listing that is on eBay that just sold. So some of us are flipping, and this is what made us think about this whole thing. And we've come across a number of these things in the past, and we're going to show you a bunch more of them. But in this case, Polly sold for $220. Nope, sorry. Sold for $220. And there's more than one of those. Now, with that $220, what did I do there? What did I do that? Okay, what did I do on this one? I pushed that the wrong way. Oh my goodness, what am I doing there? I don't know. Oh, I know, I'm just making, all of a sudden I made the chat gigantic on my screen in front of me, and my view this big. The chat was like my entire screen. Anyway, so with Paul, with this thing, you can actually see that there are listings available right now on eBay. That listing happened to have ended. There's one that sold for 220. There's one that sold for 200, an offer at 250. Now, this has been pulled. In fact, sometimes when you go in to look up some of these, I tried looking up a couple of these, and when I went to try and find their actual original listing, the original listing was gone. In this case, this person went to a Toys R Us and found two and sold them for $200 a piece. And I can tell you, the minute I read this online, I got in my car. Rick can tell you, I got in my car and I drove to every Walmart and every Toys R Us within like a 25, 30-minute drive from me to see if these things were there. They'd already been pulled from all the Toys R Us's that were around us, and they weren't in any of the Walmarts. But I looked at it for a flip. I didn't look at it as being, oh, I'm going to have something that is training people in the wrong way. I looked at it as a fast flip. Why? Because there's lots of toys like this. And this has been happening for ages and ages and ages. You don't believe me that it's been happening for ages and ages? Well, it has. And I'm going to show you a bunch of things today that actually it has been happened to. And it actually ends up, that a lot of those things are actually on eBay, or if you find them, and you can find them at garage sales and flea markets and estate sales, you can flip them for pretty good money. Yep, I got a question over there. Yes, Rick.
And Mandy brought up the question about not being able to sell recalled items on eBay. And there have been a couple of things in the chat saying it can be sold as long as it's not recalled for health and safety. So you might need to revisit that.
Yeah, so at the very beginning, I said when we're talking about something, if it's recall and it's a health and safety issue, you cannot. If it's a recall because of like cancel culture, yeah, you can. But if it's health and safety, no, you cannot do that. There are some times that things get pulled because of cancel culture. There's things that people say don't belong on there, and that's okay. I mean, with things that evolve, for example, there's a lot of changes that have been made to the Black Americana side on eBay, and there's some places that don't allow certain things on them anymore. But in general, those aren't allowed, and it's a decision of the corporation. But you can resell. I'm going to show you some stuff that actually got recalled, and it's for sale. It's just was recalled because people thought, or somebody raised a stink and said, nope. Yes, we still have Toys R Us in Canada. We were lucky. We still had that. As Jason said, you can sell them if they're not recalled for safety. The Beatles Butcher cover is a recalled item, but you can sell it. Yeah, and I'm not doing that because that's records. So yeah, and Brian had said it's supposedly banned on eBay and Amazon. I couldn't find it on Amazon. That's true, Brian. I did look for it, but it wasn't there. But as I say, a lot of times there's lots of things that are reasons that things are naughty and bad. I'm going to show you some right now that just don't have any money behind them. But these were designed, and somebody designed these things, these bad toys. I don't know if somebody, and there's tons of this stuff out right now. The amount of pooping toys that are out in the past 2 years. God.
I poop glitter too.
It is, I can't believe the amount of pooping toys. There are so many different things that I think if that's more disgusting than anything else that I've seen in half of the stuff that I'm talking about. Sometimes you end up seeing stuff like that, or you may end up seeing something like this. This is something I played with. Does it look like a finger? Well, I ask you. I know that as a child, I played with this. I had the 6-finger toy. The amazing thing. It looks like a finger, but it does all this. What else does it do? No, it's a finger gun. Like it's a plastic gun that you put inside. But it doesn't really look like a finger when you think about it. It kind of doesn't look, it's not worth a lot of money, which is why I'm not really talking to you about reselling it. But it sure is the greatest design flaw. Somebody designed that, put that on a package, and Anne-Marie logged in right when I just said, Anne-Marie, take a look at this. When you look at some other things that you might find, like this Spider-Man toy, and this is a real toy. I'm not kidding. This is a Spider-Man toy, and the way that they joined Spider-Man onto his Jeep was with his knob? I don't know. Again, maybe not such a big thing for you to be saying, well, we can make a lot of money with this thing. But sure as hell is a fun thing to when you're looking up stuff like this. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe someone. So when we talk design flaws, and this is a real toy. This isn't a knockoff. Even Disney has problems with things. You know what's wrong with this? I don't know if anybody's thought about it. Obviously, nobody at Disney did. It's a bad design. Why is it a bad design? It's the Queen of Hearts. What is the Queen of Hearts doing on the Three of Clubs? Bad design. Speaking of bad, Breaking Bad. And this is an example of something that is pulled, like I'm talking about with a lot of the toys that are out there. The Breaking Bad toys were actually issued, and the challenge was just after they reached the it wasn't an I guess it was an ATV. Hi, Mary. Look where you joined right at the right time. Lisa says she's seen Spidey in person. Anyway, the Breaking Bad toys were something that is part of that sort of cancel culture per se. Is these toys were actually issued to Toys R Us, and these actually came out in the US before Toys R Us went down in the States. But the thing about them was basically they ended up being pulled by Toys R Us because they were selling an action figure that had meth. Now, if you watch Breaking Bad, yes, it's about meth dealers. But some parents went into a Toys R Us and said, oh my goodness, my child is being told by Toys R Us that it's a good thing for them to have a Walter White doll that sells meth. So, again, this is part of the cancel culture. And you'll see, if you do look up, I'm not sure if I did that one, that actually doesn't go for bad money. Like, that goes for pretty good money as well. Some other little things that are quickly, I'm going to go into detail on some more, but has anybody ever seen this Milky the cow? Milky the cow is this really strangely designed toy that you actually milked. Like, you literally, I have one and we couldn't find it. We didn't know where we had one. We don't know where we put it. It's probably at our warehouse. He's got soft rubber udders. He drinks water and you milk him.
She,
her. Yes, but you know, the biggest thing about it was it actually came with this huge warning that said, don't drink the milk. You know kids were going to drink the milk. It's just like I don't understand how there's not more of a kerfuffle, if that's a good word, for all those toys that have Play-Doh to make it look like real food. Because to me, that would just be saying, eat this once you've made it out of Play-Doh. Again, bad toy, what you going to do? Well, the thing about Milky is if you can find a Milky, let me see if I can do this one right now. Hold on, we go over here for a second. If you actually can find a Milky that is in the box, you can be in for pretty good money. Take a look at this. This is on eBay right now. So this is a perfect example of, thank you, Brian. This is a perfect example of, hope you can find yours, Diana, 324. And if you think I'm just kidding about the fact that this is actually listed prices, I will show you that in Solds, there is a sealed box that sold for $800. $800 for a sealed Milky the cow. And then other ones in there, $349 for open boxes. So it's one of those things where you look at that and go, wait a second, maybe there is something about design flaws that actually can make you as a reseller money. I found my Milky at a flea market. I paid $2 for her. Unfortunately, she didn't come with all the pieces. But if you find a Milky at an estate sale, now you know you're looking for something good. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing before we get into... Oh, you did drink the milk. I will show you one more thing that made me think of this is probably, I understand the behind this toy, the reason behind this toy. I can't find it for sale anywhere. When I did some research before, which was about a year ago, because I came across this toy a year ago, I went, oh my God, and it was selling for hundreds of dollars. But this is the kind of thing you might find at an estate sale or somewhere. This is Breast Milk Baby. Breast Milk Baby is a baby that comes with nipples for your child to put on so she can breastfeed the baby. I get education. I do. I understand. I get that breastfeeding is a natural thing to do. I do. I don't get why someone said, let's design a bikini with nipples on it so that we can sell it to 6-year-old girls. I don't. So that's one of the things that you might want to find. But that was like, Rick's going.
If you look at the YouTube video for that baby, the girl in the commercial is not very impressed at all.
Yes, I did find the commercial for that. And there's like a girl going, And then there's a father who says, I think this would be a good idea as an educational tool for my daughter. But that's fine. But that had tons of controversy. It's actually a toy. I believe it came out in Brazil, but it was brought out in the US in 2002. The only thing I could find actually on eBay right now for this is actually the crib that goes with it. And somebody was selling it saying, you must have the crib if you have the breast milk baby. It's like, I don't really think you need the crib. I just think you need the... Anyway. So let's go on to some of the bigger things that we have found that we can talk to you about that are actually making good money on eBay that are still pretty easy to find. But again, somebody somewhere was probably, I bet you it's one person. I bet you since 1976, one person has been working. He keeps getting fired from that person. He keeps getting fired from every job, but he gets another job at another toy factory. So he did this when he was in his 20s. Now he's in his 70s or whatever. And every place he goes to, now he just designed the Poppy doll. Maybe he's the person that designed this. This is rad repeating Tarzan. It's a great Mattel doll. It was for he screams, you can try him. Like he's like, oh. But I think the one thing they didn't, somebody missed this. This is what Tarzan is doing. This went through as many things as the original, the doll that just came out, Poppy, went out. This one, Tarzan. And the thing is, I don't have the sound on this, but it does actually go, oh, when he's doing that action. So it's like, what? I can't believe it. Now, what you may not believe beyond that is take a look at this. Look how much Tarzan is going for. Rad repeating Tarzan is selling for $100. $100. These are sold $79. Now, in some of the cases, when you get to these type of things, you may find things that are on the lower side. You may find things that are selling in the $20 or $30 range. But this is one of the things that we always say here, just like they say on Jason's Thrifting Board group and on the Complete Reseller for Tony Boss, that when you're putting stuff out there, just because everybody else prices it at $10 doesn't mean you have to price it at $10. These are all things that have sold in the past 90 days. And we have this exact same figure selling for $79, $65, $42, $49. And I'm going to do a real speedy thing. So look somewhere else. I go down here, $15, $18.50. So you actually could potentially source this for $18.50 on eBay for $5 shipping, $21. And
auctions as well.
Those are auctions.
They should have been buy it now.
They should, somebody should have put those as buy it now. But you can source those. You can go in right now and buy a $20 thing, source it, get it sent to you, and maybe list it for $50. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, damn it. Don't worry. I did not say that. Go ahead. If you can make $50 on this, that's a great idea. David says, nice bulge.
They probably won't ship to Canada.
Tarzan going. Yes, Chris. Hey, how you doing, Chris? Thanks for joining. He is she is quite gifted with his arm movement. I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, very gifted. I gotta get him a towel, right?
All right, let me get back into the PG.
Oh, what? Well, I guess we're out of PG for now. There's nothing about that now. Let me just see if I can find this. Well, again, so when we say that, we talk to you about Tarzan. Well, again, you think, well, somebody like that. Well, what about if Tarzan? No one else would think about doing something that bad, would they? Well, this is Shapeshifters, Marvel Deluxe Shapeshifters. So this is by a company called Toy Biz, who's known for their action figures. They know how to make toys. I mean, my goodness, our friend, I don't know if he's in the chat or not tonight, but Adrian and I, we used to collect all these Toy Biz figures from all over. And, look, they got Spider-Man on the side there. They got Wolverine, they got the Hulk, they got Shapeshifter Punisher. And you know what's great about the Shapeshifter Punisher? He transforms into a pistol. Look at that pistol. What? What? Okay, wait. Maybe he knows Tarzan. Because, like, that's about as far as Tarzan's arms are going. This is an actual item, again, that you actually have selling. And if you don't believe me, let me go back here and show you this particular one. $72, one bid. So this is not that old for an item like this. This is something that is out there. And if we just sold something. There's more than the one of these, but you can see $72, $42, a loose one, $42 with 4 bids. A pre-owned deluxe shapeshifter, and you see what they did with the picture. They made sure that they put the picture as the one as being that. They called it used. I think it probably used and abused. I would probably make sure that the words recall in here or X-rated or something like that if I'm going to put that as my picture. I may have to do a different section, but Adrian, we were just talking to you about collecting Toy Biz figures, and probably this is not in your Toy Biz collection as at the moment, but it probably should be. This is the Shapeshifter Punisher action figure with his gigantic gun. Anyway, so that's another thing. Now, it doesn't always have to be toys like this. It doesn't have to be something that's an action figure. It doesn't have to be rude to be a bad toy. And I clicked on this, you might have seen it. It can just be a misthought toy. So again, this was actually recalled. This is Vermont Teddy Bear Company. As far as I know, it's recalled. I can't get the picture any bigger. This is Vermont Teddy Bear Company, and it is called the Crazy For You Bear. And I don't know if Mandy has actually seen this Crazy For You Bear at all. And Mandy Crafts, who's over here in our chat, she's a huge bear person, collector and dealer. But Crazy For You Bear, well, you know, I don't know if it's the right thing to be talking about Crazy For You Bears. I do know, though, it's the right thing to be selling a Crazy For You Bear. Why? $249. $249. Now, if you think that this is just like, oh, okay, that's just one thing, let's actually take a look at WorthPoint. Look at this on WorthPoint. Crazy For You Bears from 2010, $500 in August 21st last year. Less than 1 year ago, a Crazy For You Bear sold a straight jacket teddy. Oh, you haven't seen one? Oh, wow. I'm surprised it's not in your collection. A straight jacket teddy, $500, $350. Oh, my goodness. Diane said, popcorn was a great idea. Can't stop laughing. Oh, thank you so much, Diane. And yeah, that would be great. If you could, give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Message one of your friends right now. Tell them we're only at the halfway mark, and we still got some really naughty stuff. Have them come on over to Two Dogs Digs and watch the last half hour with us, because you thought this was fun. You wait and see some of the other stuff that we got coming up. And hey, Jenny, didn't see you there. So with that, again, this is the type of thing that you will typically see at flea markets and estate sales. We've gone to so many estate sales, and I can almost bet, I could probably say to Rick that a couple of the estate sales we went to last year, which were huge with bears and like teddy bears and dolls, I'm positive I passed this up. I'm like 100% positive that I passed this up going, straight jacket bear? Why would I buy a straight jacket bear for $20? Why would I buy a straight jacket bear for $50? Now, where's my time machine? Time machine. Put me in a straight jacket. No, I mean, not that that's appropriate, because it's really bad. Bad toy, bad toy. What we going to do? Well, we're going to show you another bad toy. This is the Teletubby. They are so cute. I remember actually watching the Teletubbies with my mom. I know that, okay, that sounds strange. My mom was a senior who loved all of the children's shows. So she loved all the things that while she was making puzzles, she actually would put on the baby channel. So we were always going into her room, because she had an apartment in our house. And like all of a sudden, like In the Night Garden would be on, or Teletubbies would be on. All of these shows that really you didn't have to think about. And of course, you'd walk around the house and you'd hear them talking. Uh-oh. Pa. Uh-oh. That's actually that's a pretty good actual thing as well. Just so you know. So
I heard you calling me.
I just called you. So Poe, I actually had Poe. And the thing about Poe, and the reason that this is one of those things that's cancel culture, Poe is actually not worth a lot of money, but he's really a controversial thing. And the reason Poe is really controversial is, let's see, I gotta key this up for a second. Let me hold on a second. Let me get to it. When Poe was made, he actually is speaking Cantonese. So in Cantonese, this is probably sounds okay. It doesn't sound as good when you don't think it's Cantonese. So let me just flip him over and you can see Poe and hear what Poe has to say. Press his tummy. What the hell did you just call me, Poe? What the heck was that?
Poe has your number.
Let me hear that again, Poe. So this was actually at the point where people were believing, strangely enough, that Poe was saying, honestly, faggot, 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 bite my ass. Now, I had Poe. My mom was playing with Poe for probably 6 months. I never once heard Poe call me that. I just heard Poe go, what she's actually saying, fadit, fadit, F-A-D-D-I-T. And my understanding is it's Cantonese. It doesn't mean what it sounds like it means. There's another Teletubby out there as well. It's not as clear, but so this got like tremendous pressure to be pulled off the shelves. So if you do want to look for them, you have to make sure you're looking for the original Talking Poe. In case you have a friend you want to give it to, it's the original Talking Poe, and there's Dipsy, Lala, and Tinky Winky. Tinky Winky sort of says, "Tinky Winky, I've got a gun." Tinky Winky. It's not as clear as faggot, faggot.
Like the finger gun?
It's like the finger gun. Tinky Winky's got a finger gun. It's not as bad, but it did come out. You did hear what it said, and it came out. Yep. No, it does not translate well in that. No, some people don't say it, but once it's like one of those things where if you tell somebody that this is what it says, that's all you can hear now. Like, no matter what, I can't hear it's not saying that. But that original Teletubbies, you can still find on eBay. They aren't going for a lot of money. It's pretty good if you can find them in an actual box. So you can test it. You can actually ask somebody maybe if they've got it to put a video on. And again, if somebody is selling something like this and you ever want to sell a picture, something like this, then the idea behind it is you make sure that you add a video to your listing on eBay. It's really easy to do it. If you go to our Two Dogs Digs channel, there's actually a link on how to put a video into your eBay listing. It's really, really easy. It actually helped us tremendously with a sale that actually I think just happened about 15 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my, yes, it did. We had an item that just went up for auction that we had questions on. And we had all these questions. I'm going to do a video on this one tomorrow. We had all these questions come up and we realized that we didn't put the answers weren't easy to do without showing a video. We added a video to it and we had not got a bid up to $40 just before it launched. We just sold it for $110. And I think the video was good. And I think that's why we did it. Well, that's it. If you've got a Poe and it's a singing or talking Poe, then you really need to get this Poe and put in the video so when you're on there.
Poe must go.
Poe must go that way. Now, again, we talked about some things there are more design fails out there. And like some of them you got to look at and you go, this, I don't know if any of you remember. This is the, again, this is kind of like, I think it's a friend of Spider-Man's. This is the Love Is doll, and it's the Love Is doll. And if you're wondering if she wants to know what love is, well, I think I know what love is. She's in love with her log. Other ones are pretty bad. Like there's a lot of foreign issue things that are made, and these are sort of bad toys and bad design, and it's bad translations. There's lots of reasons why you just can't do anything. Like this lovely God Jesus robot. You can shave the baby. Really? This is an actual doll where you can shave the baby. Rick didn't know I had some of these because I wanted to see his reaction to these as well. So yes, you can buy the baby and shave the baby. This is like the worst 70s bush I have ever seen. There's also translation issues like this. The fake Paw Patrol concentration camp. Yes, and there are many of these Paw concentration camp toys out there from the knockoff side of things. So again, bad design can even happen with somebody as easy, as we said, as Disney. Don't you who put the cuts in this to give her a nose like that? Like Cinderella, I think he would have left you behind.
Isn't that
in the woods?
Princess Fiona?
No, that looks actually looks like Princess Fiona, but it's not. Actually, I do not understand why the baby is furry. I just know that if you want it, you can shave it. Trying bad. He was at a pawn store and they had an Asian rice cooker, but it was translated on the price box to a rice cooker. Don't shave the baby. Well, I guess if you know what would look great on that, like a bikini. You know what would look really? I want it like that. The breastfeeding baby top, and then like a pair of like really tight undies, because then it would just be like, oh, bad bush. As I say, Disney even does stuff not necessarily when they're thinking about, like, this lovely nightlight was designed, and somebody, when they turned it on, didn't realize that could probably scare the hell out of your child.
I'm going to get you, Barbara.
Hi, it's time for bed. Now you're in bed. Like, what the heck? Yeah. Oh, that's why I'm going to get you, Barbara. Yeah, it's like, so it's Night of the Living Dead mini. Again, finding those may not necessarily bring you a lot of money. Not everything does bring you a lot of money. But there is one thing that can bring you a lot of money who just seems to not be able to figure out how to do things right over years. So for 50 years now, Barbie by Mattel has made dolls that have been loved by millions. Millions and millions of girls love Barbie dolls. And a few guys like me. And when we're collecting and buying Barbie dolls, a lot of times there's things that they try to do that are so positive in terms of how they reflect growing up for girls and give them positive role models. But every once in a while, they kind of fail. This was probably the most epic fail that they ever had. This is Teen Talk Barbie. Now, if you're not familiar with Teen Talk Barbie came out in 1992. She was actually it was actually when the best-selling Barbie ever also came out, which is Totally Hair Barbie. And Teen Talk Barbie said a bunch of different things. Let me see if we can make this a little bit bigger. Teen Talk Barbie said, I like the same activities. Isn't this cool? They said, oh, so those were the girls. That wasn't Barbie. Barbie was saying, let's dance. You're my best friend. I love to shop. Don't you? Want to have a pizza party? Now, this was actually really great because it was like every doll you got too, you didn't know what the doll was going to say. Well, the unfortunate thing about not knowing what the doll could say was this. Let me pop this up. And here we go. This is the infamous Math Class is Tough Barbie. Math class is tough. I hope you could hear that because it's not very loud. Unfortunately, it's actually my own video that I got. No, I don't want Lammy on here. So sorry, I don't want Lammy. I want to go back on that. Get those children out of here. Oh, go away, children. Go away, children. I've got these children are coming up everywhere over here now for some unknown reason. They should not be part of this. This is not for children. With the doll, you can sort of hear her behind me. Math class is tough. She had 270 potential sayings, but every doll, there was a random chip inside the doll. And with that random chip, it would pick 4 sayings. And those 4 sayings would be the sayings that doll always does. And the thing about it is to find one of those dolls was almost impossible. You actually had to open the doll, take the battery thing that held it in, and then play her. When you played her, you heard 4 sayings. If you didn't hear math class is tough, you weren't ever going to hear it. So this was a doll that was amazingly hard to find. I had at one point, I had 3 of these in my Barbie collection. Every one of them loose with destroyed boxes. We did sell 2 of them, and I couldn't find the 3rd one to play for you tonight because I was looking all over for it. And we're not sure where I got it on display or what box it might have gone into. But to let you know, if you ever see those Teen Talk Barbies, this is what they've been selling for. This is on Wikipedia or on WorthPoint. $650 back in 2012. They came out a lot of, and look at 284, 215, and most of the time, if they say that they're like you have to open it up. See there, even $62. You can usually easily sell these for a lot more money than $50 or $60. I think that the 2 that we had that we did sell sold within the past couple of years. And they did sell like $10. But this is not a math class is tough Teen Talk Barbie. This is just a regular Teen Talk Barbie. In fact, if you look at the dates, take a look. Teen Talk Barbie, $10. Teen Talk Barbie, $20. Says math class is tough, $200. So that's what you have to think of. And again, the reason behind it was that it was something that literally got pulled by Mattel because they had the controversy with it, where moms were just going, how dare you tell girls or reinforce a stereotype that math is hard for girls. So
and that's our highest rated video.
It's actually our video. And strangely enough, unfortunately, it's not on our channel. Take a look at this. If you can see this in the bottom corner here, this is our highest rated video. We have 698,000 people have viewed this video since we put it up in 2009. I wish I had those views on this channel, but we don't. But then we also have these other things that Mattel didn't learn. So this is Growing Up Skipper. Another one of the Mattel dolls that somebody thought was a great idea. And then somebody went, wait. And it sort of caused a bit of a controversy. What it is, and I actually have one of my Growing Up Skippers here so I can show you. Growing Up Skipper was this doll that actually, so you gotta get her down, Skipper. So Skipper this is Skipper. Now, if you can see Skipper, I'll try and see. When you move Skipper's arm up, can you see Skipper get boobs? Skipper now has boobs. They're not like Farrah Fawcett boobs, but Skipper has boobs. And when you go like this, she goes back down to a flat chest.
She gets taller. Too.
She gets taller. She gets taller. Up we go. And there's our boobs. And down we go.
It doesn't work.
It
doesn't work on you.
It doesn't work on me. But this was really controversial because of literally that. If you can find a good growing up Skipper, you actually can make good money on that as well. This is currently what Growing Up Skipper is selling at. That's $149 for one out inside the box. Booby Skipper! Booby Skipper! Lori says she had one of those Skippers and completely forgot about it till now. Now, the thing is, if you don't have the full Skipper, here's the interesting thing. All of the pieces for Skipper sell for pretty good money. So Skipper on her own really isn't that impressive, but people who had a Skipper really want to find all the pieces for the Skipper. So we actually, as you can see in here, you can sell just her bathing suit, just her shoes for $20. That's the only doll that came with these shoes. They're these white clodhoppers for flat feet, $20. You can sell, there's another pair for $9. You can sell her dresses. I have sold just her wrap skirt. So if you want one, there's one for $6.99. So she's not worth a lot of money unless you can find her like in perfect shape and complete. But it still is an interesting thing that somebody came up with that was like, hey, Mattel, you know what you're doing. You must know what you're doing. Oh, maybe you don't exactly know what you're doing. And it's, again, that was quite a while ago, right? I mean, that's Growing Up Skipper was back in 1970s. So Mattel's come a long way, and they will never do something like that again, will they? Oh, well, maybe they'll come out with Pregnant Midge. Yep, they came out with a Pregnant Midge doll. It's the Happy Family mom and baby. The challenge with the Happy Family mom and baby was that mom had no wedding ring and no man originally. So with this, and this to me is just, it's also slightly creepy because this is the image. This is what you have with the baby. It's a magnetic tummy with a baby stuck in it. So Midge is still just a skinny Midge with a plastic tummy that gets stuck on her by magnets. Now, the wild thing is, when we were looking this up and I was just kind of check some stuff out the other day, I found an empty baby tummy for that Midge that sold for $25. Yes, so you can sell a tummy. But this particular doll, again, good money. Look at this with the Midges, $135, $125. So it's a newer Midge, but it's something that you actually can make potentially good money from, because there are quite a few people out there who are interested in having pregnant baby from 2002. Like at $129, and if you can get more of them, there's even more opportunities for you. That's the listed prices right now, but of course we always look at solds. And when I go to look at solds down here, these are solds. There's the babies for $13, $125 for her, $124, $112. So another good thing. Oh, Stu still has that in the box. The Happy Baby. Oh, I'll sell it. It's $100 US. That's sitting there waiting for you. Do I have the G.I. Joe Barbie mixed up voice boxes now?
I think that's an urban myth.
I don't know. It might be an urban myth. Real life situation Barbies. Yeah, and I've got another real life situation Barbie for you, Becky. And that is one of my favorites of all time. And that is Earring Magic Ken. Again, somebody at Mattel thought, you know what? Let's create some hot looks with cool charms and put Barbie and Ken charms on your earrings. Look how good Ken looks in his purple net vest with a lovely cock ring hanging from his neck. Yes, I said it there. I did. I went out and I said it. That thing around his neck does not look like a freaking necklace. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I got a better picture of it. Like, it says Barbie on this, but like, no, that is really not the best thing for Ken to be coming out with. I mean, well, Ken came out obviously with this, and that was a big controversy as well, because when we looked at this and it came out, everybody was like, oh my God, you made a gay Ken. The only thing I can say that they got right was they actually got the earring on the right side. It's on the left side, which was straight. Like, that's how old, like, straight gay earrings. Well, he had the earring on the right side, but come on, whoever worked for Mattel at this point, there was no way on earth they did not know what they were doing with this. It's different when you're designing something specifically. You've never heard of Earring Magic Ken? Oh my, we have sold so many Earring Magic Kens, it's ridiculous. When they got pulled off the shelves too. And we bought like 20 of them, and we've sold them over the years. And you usually can find them for good low money, and you can actually flip them pretty well too. I think this is, depending on where you find them, this particular one, this one sold actually for pretty low money, $31. But we've seen them sell at $75, $85, $95. Could be. And I'll let anybody who doesn't know what that means look it up. Okay, Alexander? We are not explaining it in our chat. Google your friend. The same people, Mary, were drinking that day that came up with Pregnant Midge, Growing Up Skipper, and Teen Talk Barbie. Now, every once in a while, you do come across things like this and you go, okay, well, that's obviously was a flaw. Well, there are ones that were really made correctly for this. And believe it or not, a lot of controversy, but this was the precursor to, I'm going to show you the precursor to Earring Magic Ken, because I have them, and that is Gay Bob. Gay Bob was the world's first gay doll for everyone. I'm really not sure it was for everyone. I have a real problem thinking this was for everyone. But if you look on the top, you can come out of the closet with Gay Bob. And if you take it out there, he actually comes in his own closet. Here's how to enjoy with me. Play with me. I'm great fun. Take me to parties. I know the latest dance breaks. Take me to the office. Your boss will want to play with me. Take me to your folks. Your mom will love talking to me. Well, that's true. Your dad will kick me out of the house. Invite all your friends to meet me. They'll love how I'm built. Use me for therapy. I'm very understanding. Give me to anyone who needs a friend and take me to a coming out of the closet party. Now, the thing about Gay Bob is actually anatomically correct. He was one of the few dolls back in 1970s. They actually had there was a big thing about anatomically correct dolls. He wasn't actually the first anatomically correct doll. That was Joey Stivic, the son of Archie Bunker from All in the Family. A grandson of Archie Bunker from All in the Family. Joey actually was, I believe it was by Ideal, and it was actually a doll that was out by another name, just like My Baby, and they put it into different colored eyes and then actually ended up calling it the Joey Stivic doll. That actually came out, I think, the same year as this, 1977. And for those of you, cover your eyes, please. Cover your eyes, and we will. There he is. There he is, flashing. That's all. That's all you get. That is Gay Bob and his closet. So with Gay Bob, he can sell for. We found him a number of different times. We have a loose version. We have a. I guess we have a loose version. He was loose in 1977 anyway, but he actually does sell for pretty good money when you're looking at him. We have right now, this is sold on June the 6th, sold for $189. There's another one just below that that sold for $102 with 14 bids on it. So this is he's usually up in the $100 sort of range. And yes, they also had Joey Stivic. That's Joey Stivic. But yes, he's got nothing on Billy dolls. And I didn't really want to go into Billy dolls as well, but Billy is a very well-built doll if you ever can find a Billy doll. Again, Google is your friend. They sell for big, big, big money. I have traumatized your teenager. Sorry, Ruben. But I mean, I told you it was going to be naughty. I should have had something else. What's even naughtier is this. This is actually something that you would think is so innocent. And this is something I found that I really, really liked at the end of the day. It's one of the last couple of things we're going to talk about today. So if you've been watching and you've had a little bit of fun, I hope that you will do us a favor and you will tell your friends about us here at Two Dogs Digs. When you're looking at us, if you could also give us a subscribe down below, that would be great. And then you'll get a little bell dinging it to you when we got another show coming up. And we're live every Tuesday. And if you could give us a thumbs up. I don't know how many people are watching right now. Rick can tell me how many people are watching right now. I don't know how many thumbs up 39. We have. Well, we got 39 people, 40 people watching, likes. And we got only 4 likes. Come on, we can get those likes up at least into the double digits. If you laughed once, I should get a like from you. But one of the things that we found is our last 2 things to talk to you about today was the Nimbus 2000. This is no longer available. This is the Nimbus 2000 electronic broomstick. Yes, it was an electronic Harry Potter broomstick that you bought for your child to put between their legs and turn on, and it vibrated. Somebody wasn't thinking, or else they were. But the thing that killed me the most about when this came out was they actually, when people started realizing, what ended up happening was it ended up getting pulled from the shelves. And the story is that the manufacturers of this found that this was being sold in adult sex stores in New York City for twice the amount of money that it was selling in the toy stores for. And so that's what they realized. And then there's some videos that have this broom being used. But what got me the most was actually people started posting on Amazon fake reviews about this. And I'm going to read a couple of them to you right now because I think they are absolutely brilliant. let me just pop this up for everybody to see. Keep the batteries out. Nope, where'd it go? I lost it. Oh, sorry. Let me go back and see if I can find that again. Did I lose it for good? No, there it is. No, get on. No, what are you doing to me? There we go. Sorry about that. Keep the batteries out. This toy was number 1 on my daughter's Christmas list, so what the heck? Although it has no educational value, I figured it would be good imaginative play. It wasn't after she opened her gift and started playing with it, I realized the toy may have a little bit more of a sensational experience. But when they put it between their legs, come on, what were the now go further down, and this is what you get to see comments like, great toy. My 12-year-old daughter is a big Harry Potter fan and loved it. I decided to buy her this toy. She loves this toy. Even my daughter's friends enjoy playing with this toy. I was surprised at how long they can just sit in this room, in her room, and play with this magic broomstick. I'm sorry. Whoever decided and managed to do the reviews on this is like, and somebody, thank God, they screen capped them. Excellent. When a 12-year-old, I thought she was too old for it, but she seems to love it. Her friends love it too. I bought this for my son. He's a huge Harry Potter fan. This toy gives him the ability to fly around the house zapping. The only problem is the batteries drain and his sister fights him over it. So you never know. Again, sometimes a bad toy isn't meant to be a bad toy, but somebody actually thought, oh, we'll just do this. It's got a sound like of a broom. It's vibrating. The idea that it's actually going in between someone's legs, no, that didn't seem to occur to anybody at all. Yet it was something that really.
Did you see Grace's comment? Did you see Grace's comment?
No. There was a what?
Oh, you go.
There was a teacher, and some were missing her panties. Actually, I do remember teacher Barbie missing her panties too. Julie, you missed a lot. That's for sure. Yes, there could be educational value. That's very true. Very true. Where would somebody have bought a gay doll in the 70s? A lot of times it was actually in the like gay villages and like the sort of the adult gift shop sort of thing. So in Toronto, we have a store called Glad Day Books. It would have been in a store like Glad Day Books. You could also order them online. I think I actually have. Do I have that? Yeah. This is actually one of the things you could order.
It would be mail order.
Yeah, no, right there, in there. It's right there. For $19.50, you can get 1 gay bob or be funky and send $35 for 2. New York residents add appropriate tax. Sorry, dear, no COD. So it was Out of the Closet Inc. in New York, New York.
You said online.
Did I say online? I didn't mean
mail
online.
Order.
Okay.
Really mail order.
Okay, yeah, a real mail order. I'm going to end this night. Thank you very much. With one thing, there's something that I wanted to show you. This one other toy, which just for the sake of it, of what it is, we're talking about things that are naughty today. We're talking about things that are just a little bit off, and every once in a while another toy is off for one reason or another. In this particular case, this particular toy is interesting. It is called Mr. Bucket, and what I'd like to do for you is recite to you right now the actual words to the Mr. Bucket commercial. Just before I do play the actual Mr. Bucket commercial, I would like to read to you the real words from the jingle.
A recitation
by Baddog.
Dawson.
Very bad dog. A recitation of the Mr. Bucket original jingle. I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls in my top. I'm Mr. Bucket. Out of my mouth they will pop. I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all going to run. I'm Mr. Bucket. I'm buckets of fun. I'm Mr. Bucket. Balls pop out of my mouth. I'm Mr. Bucket. A ball is what I'm all about. I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all going to run. I'm Mr. Bucket. I'm buckets of fun. Yes, Mr. Bucket, balls pop out of his mouth. And here it is, the actual Mr. Bucket commercial. For those of you who think that I was making that crap up, I'm not. Here we go. Let's listen. Hey, kids.
That's right. I'm Mr. Bucket. I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls in my top. I'm Mr. Bucket. Out of my mouth I will pop. I'm Mr. Bucket. Walk and run. I'm Mr. Bucket.
Lots of fun.
Game's Mr. Bucket, the first to get their balls in, and Mr. Bucket wins. But look out, because the balls will pop out of his mouth. I'm Mr. Bucket, the balls pop out of my mouth. I'm Mr. Bucket, I'm balls out of my mouth. I'm Mr. Bucket, we're all gonna run. I'm Mr. Bucket.
I'm Mr. Bucket. Balls pop out of my mouth. On that note,
That's your Halloween.
that's my
costume.
Halloween costume for this year. I guess I'll go as Mr. Bucket, or as Lisa said, I think Mr. Bouquet. Mind the pedestrians and watch out for their balls. So thanks so much for joining us here on our fabulous Hall Pass with Two Dogs Digs. I'm Baddog, Craig Dawson. That's Gooddog over there helping me, Mr. Rick. I want to say thanks to everybody for joining me. I'm going to get a bunch of names that I missed, but Lisa, Diana, Brian, Greg, Lori, Jane, Becky, who else am I missing? Adrian, Diana. Oh, I got a whole bunch. Holly, Diana, Sherry, Mandy, Lisa, Jane, Brian, Witchy, Greg, Grace, Dax, Jason, Becky, another Becky, Matt, Lori, Bowen. I saw Chris in here too. Alexandra, Anne Marie, Stuart, David D. All of you. Thanks so much for joining us on this little bit of fun that we have on a Tuesday night. Again, tell your friends to come to Two Dogs Digs. Pop into the kennel. It's usually fun when we're in here. Tell you what we're going to do next week. We're talking to you already. I'm going to give you a little hint. We're talking all about Hallmark ornaments and how they can be really big sellers for you. So watch out for that video. And we're going to put a couple of other things up in the next couple of days to do with Max Sold and how to do a really easy Max Sold auction, because we're getting ready to do ours, our next one, because they've opened up again, and another video or two about tips. So thanks again, Baddog. I'm out of here. I'm Mr. Baddog. I put your balls in my mouth. Oh, no, that's not right. I'm Mr. Baddog. I put your balls in my head. No, I just got to stop doing this. I'm going to sing all night. I'm Mr. Bucket. Put your balls in my head, Mr. Bucket.